I just wanted to test if really smile is contagious or not. Apparently it is, and I've seen a couple of faces who are already smiling. So it is indeed, smile is contagious. Well, about 2 weeks ago, I was in London for vacation. And I was going back to my hotel at night, and you can only imagine I'm walking down the street in London. It's cold, it was rainy, windy. There was absolutely no reason for me to be smiling or happy. I'm holding my umbrella, and as I was walking back to my hotel, I saw a shop on my right side. It's a gift shop. And they were selling books and novels, and they had a lot of gifts about Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and I got really interested. And I was like, well, it's rainy already outside, so why not? I'll just go in and see what do they have. So as I walked in the shop, a gentleman who was working the shop, he just stood up from where he was sitting. He came up to me with a very big smile, and he said, "Good evening, sir." And he took the umbrella from me and was like, "Please come in, have a look, whatever you like. If there is anything I can help you with, I'm just around the corner. Let me know." And I said, "Thank you." I gave him my umbrella. I went inside. I looked around. It was nice, but probably I said, "I'll come back later on, not now." I kind of felt bad I didn't buy anything, but I said, well, I'll come back later. So as I was walking outside the shop, he came again to me. And again with a very big smile. He opened the umbrella and he said, "Here you go, sir. Hope to see you again." Not noticing, when I left, I decided to take a cab. I was smiling at the cab driver. I got off the cab, taxi driver. I was smiling at the reception guys at the hotel. And I went up to the elevator. I was smiling at the people at the elevator. I said, "Good evening." And I went up to my room and I saw the room service guys are working, and I said, "Good evening." I smiled back at them. And I went up to my room and I realized, wow, smile is contagious. A few minutes ago, I was feeling bad because of the weather. And now I'm back in my room and I'm smiling. So smile is contagious. So I came back to Abu Dhabi, and the guys, Latif and Kanye at Alleem, they were really generous enough to invite me and said, "Samir, we'd like to come and give a speech. And the theme is leadership and management." And I was like, let's do this. I started preparing my slides, leadership and management. And as a Toastmaster, we work a lot on our speech. We work on the slides, and we practice and rehearse on the speech. And then I said, okay, now we're going to talk about leadership and management. I had exactly the same expressions. I said, leadership and management. But then I was like, Samir, smile. I'm always used to give my speeches smiling. But every time I said leadership and management, for some reason, I go like, And then I was like, smile. I kept reminding myself, smile, smile, smile. And then I was like, what's with the smile? Now I want to know more about the smile. So I kept the leadership and management aside, and I was like, let's research smiling. And apparently I was not the only person who asked this question. The French neurologist, Dechaine, in the 19th century, he wanted to experiment and wanted to understand more about the smiling. He took it a little bit differently, though. What he did is he was running an experiment on a group of people with a little device that's connected to their face and sends electrical signals to the face, causing the different muscles in the face to contract. Well, Dechaine believed that the facial expressions is directly connected to the man's soul. And that's why he was doing his experiments. Well, what did Dechaine discover? Well, he discovered that there are two muscles. There are two muscles in the face, two group muscles in the face that are responsible for the smile. One is this laser? Yeah. Which is around the cheek here, causing you to lift up your cheek. And the other one is around your eyes, causing the wrinkles in here to happen. So when those two muscles work and contract, you get a smile. One is, as we can see, the cheek is up. And two, the wrinkles around the eyes. Now, for all of you, ladies, if you have wrinkles around your eyes, don't worry. It only means you've been smiling for many years. So you're good. And today, this is called, officially, the Dechaine Smile. So now, I want to run a little test with you to see if you're with me or not. I'm going to show you a couple of photos, and you tell me if this is a Dechaine smile, a real smile, or not. Ready? Huh? Yes. Thank you. Up, hoop, ha. That was fast. Up, ha, ho. Okay. Is that a Dechaine smile? Yes. Why? You can see the cheek and the beautiful wrinkles on the side. Right? He looks attractive. No? We're not. That's not a real smile. That's not a Dechaine smile. Well, it was known that when you are happy, you smile, right? But the other way around as well. When you smile, you become what? Exactly. So for those of you, this is very good news. For those of you who don't really smile much or don't feel happy much, I have a good news for you. If you fake a smile, you can become happy. Yes, it's true. Scientifically proven, it's true. Faking a smile, the facial expressions can influence our emotions, right? When you fake a smile, you can become happy. When you're happy, you boost your positive emotions. So when you engage those two muscles here, the cheek and the eyes, the brain gets a signal. This guy is smiling. So what happens is it releases endorphins, hormones related to happiness, like dopamine. And you become happy. So you can fake a smile, you become happy. So what they did, this is a group of students, they wanted to do an experiment on that. So what they did, you can see the three different faces. They took three groups of students, right? The first group, they told them to hold the pen like this. This is forcing you to have the Dechaine effect, where you're using this muscle and this. And then the next group was holding it like this, with your teeth. And the last one, just with your lips. So they had the three groups watching exactly the same cartoon. Just a normal cartoon, right? The very first group who had it like this thought it was very funny. The second thought, it's okay. The third one thought it's not funny, actually. So that proves that if you fake a smile, you can get there because of the chemicals in our brain. A while ago, I was out with my brother. We were in the park. He was taking his little daughter, Amna, 6 years old, to play. And this happened. So I'm sitting next to my brother, and he's looking at his daughter and talking to me and looking at his daughter, and I'm looking at her. She was just running around in the fields, coming back and forth. At some point, at the corner of my eyes, I can see her. She was running, and suddenly she tripped, fall on the ground. I was able to hear that pop on the ground. Inside me, I was like, ouch. What she did is she was getting up. The first thing she did, she looked at her father, about to cry. Her father did what? He smiled. He's like, Amna, come. She did this, and she started running again, like nothing happened. Technically, what happened is, we tend to mirror That's why we say smile is contagious. We will mirror you. So when she felt the pain, she looked at her father. Her father was smiling. She mirrored him. She smiled back. When she smiled back, the brain said, oh, this person is happy. Release the endorphins. And these endorphins work just like a morphine, like a painkiller. So for that split of a second when she felt the pain, she was actually, no, I'm okay, I can run back again. And she started running. So, why? Samir, why are you telling us all about these smile, 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 leadership and management, and you're talking about smile, anatomy, and face and muscles? Why? Well, as I said, I started working on my leadership and management slides, and then suddenly I deviated and I started looking into the smile. Because to me, I found it really interesting, and there's so many different reasons why I think today I'm talking about equip yourself with a smile. One, do we think that leaders go through stress? Of course they do. Well, guess what? You have a remedy. Free therapy for you as the leaders, because we're all leaders in the room. Simple act like smiling reduces your blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety levels, and stress levels. Just by the single, very simple act of smiling, you reduce your stress level. If you reduce your stress level, you can be much more creative, you solve solutions better, you can think much more clearly, and leaders do need that, correct? Second, trust. Do we need to trust our leaders? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Of course we need to trust our leaders, right? Well, single smile from you can start that fire, can make people trust you as a leader. All the leaders that we know, the amazing leaders, watch them. Look at them. They must have a great smile. When we see someone who's really having a good smile, we tend to trust them, to be closer to them, just because of that. Whether you are an engineer, a doctor, a plumber, salesperson, trust is one critical component for your career growth, for your personality, right? Confidence. Do we think leaders need to be confident? 100%. But you can be already confident, but you flash a smile, a Dechaine smile, and your confidence level goes up. Let's take a little example. If you have 5 people in the room, and you walk in, and you're talking to them, right? 4 of them, they were not really smiling, a little bit too serious with you, and 1 of them was flashing a really nice smile to you. When you leave the room, who would you remember? Smile. Smiley face. It makes you, yes. And imagine if someone is coming up to you and he remembers what you talked about, what you were wearing, what's your name, how do you feel about yourself? Confident. Approachable. I'm not going to talk much about this point, but what I'll do is, when you go in your next coffee now break, flash a smile and see what happens. See the magic. I was doing that all day now, outside, and people were just coming up to me. It makes you more approachable. And as leaders, we need to be approachable. We want people to come to us, talk to us, and we want to be closer to them, and very close to them, because this is what all leaders are about. If you are far away and they cannot approach you, and they're afraid to approach you, to me personally, I don't think this is a good leader. Makes others listen to you. Well, believe it or not, the smile has a voice. If I'm talking now normally, or if I'm smiling, there is a difference in my voice. And subliminally, your brain, you will take the impact more when someone is smiling and talking to you. because of the cheerful, the positiveness that you have in your voice. And we will tend to see that we like certain leaders or managers, or even at the back there is some teachers, more than others, but we didn't know why. Well, it's a simple act sometimes. It's the smile. If you talk with a smile, your voice changes. The list goes on and on and on and on, and there is many different reasons why I think leaders should have a smile. How many of you have ever said this sentence with a raise of your hand? I wish if I was a kid again. MashaAllah, the entire room. Well, let me tell you this. An adult smiles on an average 20 times a day. Children smile on an average 400 times a day. 400 times a day. So, do I need to tell you what you need to do? Not really. You can act like a kid sometimes. Well, let me ask you. Do you think kids are stressed? Do you feel that kids are approachable? Do we love kids? Well, yeah, but act like a kid, maybe that's a little bit over. But if it's a key takeaway, is that we are putting ourselves sometimes under pressure by taking certain things too serious at some point. And if I have anything to say about this is smile as much as you can. Be aware of the power of the smile. When I wrote this speech, I actually went back and I looked at a lot of our leaders even here. And I looked at their pictures just by Googling. And you will notice that they all have amazing smiles. Amazing and genuine. Not one of these Dechaine smiles, but the genuine, real smiles. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, maybe I did not talk about the skills and the different management skills and leadership, but I believe that every leader should equip themselves with a great smile. Use it every day. Smile to the people that you know, to your friends, to your family. That changes your mood. That makes you a better person. That will make you a better leader. Smile to the people that work with you, your colleagues, your employees. Don't smile at stranger people at the street and then say, Samir told us to smile to everyone. Smile to the people that you know. In some cultures, that could be a little bit intimidating. If you just go to someone and say, smile. No, that's a little bit intimidating. A simple act, like smiling, can change our life to better.
Receive the token of appreciation from His Excellency, Dr. Rashid Alleem. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together with a smile.